This is the second part of 8-5 where it got cut off. In example number 2, we want to find the surface area of our triangular prism, shown on the right. And again, the reason why it's called a triangular prism is because we have two triangles as the basis of this prism. And in order to do that, we want to use the formula 1/2 base times height, which is the area of our triangle. Since it's a triangle, the formula for area for finding the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. And we know that the base is 6 meters and the height is 8 meters, and we apply the formula 1/2 times 6 times 8, or 3 times 8, which will give us 24. So the area of our base is 24 square meters. Next, we want to find the area of the sides, and the area of the sides are rectangles, 3 rectangles. This is one, okay, and this is another one right there, the front, the back, and the bottom part of our triangular prism. So let's go ahead and do that. The front part has an area of 9 times 10, or 90 square meters. The bottom part has 6.6 times 9, or 54 square meters. And the back part, which is 8 times 9, or 72 square meters. After that, all we need to do now is simply get 24, which is the area of our triangle, multiplied by 2 because there are two triangles. Okay, add that to 90, 54, and 72. We end up with 264 square meters. So the surface area of our triangular prism is 264 square meters. Okay, and then we want to find the area of the surface area of the cylinder. And a cylinder is basically a type of three-dimensional figure wherein the top, when you have two circles as the basis. Okay, so the basis of a circular cylinder are two parallel congruent circular regions, like this one what you have there, and ST is called the height or the altitude, but we'll just call this the height, and they are perpendicular to your circles, which means they form right angles. Okay, so if you create a net of your cylinder, this is how it's going to look like. You have your cylinder opened up as a net, and you have these two circles, okay, as the top and bottom of your cylinder, and your rectangle as the flat surface. If I open this up and cut this up and lay it flat, okay, it will look like a rectangle, where the width of my rectangle will be the height of my cylinder, and the length of my rectangle will be the circumference of my circle, which is this one right here. Okay, the circumference will now be equal to the length, okay, of my circle. Okay, and we know for a fact that circumference formula is 2 pi r. Okay, so this is what we know. The bases of the cylinder are congruent circular regions. The curved surface opens up into a rectangular region. The width of the rectangle is the height of the cylinder, or h, and the length of the rectangle is the circumference of the base is 2 pi r, which is the formula for circumference. Okay, surface area of a cylinder therefore has the formula 2 times the quantity pi r squared plus 2 pi r times h, or simply put, it's 2 times pi times r plus times the quantity r plus h. This is the shorter version of this formula right here. So you can choose any version you want. It doesn't really matter. Okay? So how do you apply this formula? Let's go to the example 3. Potato chip can is shaped like a cylinder, has a diameter of 3 inches and a height of 8.5 inches. How much area must the label cover? And what is the total surface area of the can? Okay? This is what we know so far. Okay, we need to find the area of the label of the total surface area of the can. You know that the diameter and the height of the can, and the label covers the curved surface of the can. Now, why are we using length times width for the curved surface of the can? Remember, in this figure right here, this is the curved surface of the can, which is also shaped like a rectangle. So therefore, In this case, we use length times width as a formula because we want to find the area of a rectangle. Okay, so the area of this curved surface will be 2 pi r. Why? Because the length, as we talked about, is the circumference of the circle, which is 2 pi r, and the width is the height of our cylinder. So this is the width and this is the length. That's why we have length times area equals 2 pi r times h. Okay? The top and bottom of the base of the can are circles. We simply use the formula area equals pi r squared to find the area of each of the bases. Then add to find the total surface area. Let's answer letter A. Again, we want to find the area, which is length times width, area of a rectangle formula. And we substitute length to 2 pi r, substitute width to h, okay? And we substitute it further, okay? Therefore, we now have 2 pi times 1.5 times 8.5, where 1.5 represents the radius and 8.5 represents the height of our cylinder. And the area is approximately 80.1 square inches. This is now the curved surface of the can, okay, or where the label goes. Letter B, we want to find the total surface area of the can. So we simply add the formula pi r squared, which is the formula for area of a circle. Radius again is 1.5. We simply square, we end up with the area of 7.1 approximately square inches. Okay, what we need to do next is simply add our area of the flat surface or the curved surface to the area of both our surface circles, which is 2.71. It's about 94.3 square inches. Okay, so that is now the surface area of our cylinder. Okay, and finally, as a summary for what we did here, okay, this is what we need to do. After listening to this lesson, in your notebook and in no more than a page, write or type a summary of what you've learned by responding to the objective of the lesson. Then write a question you may want to ask in class about this lesson the following day. Remember also that you have to take notes on what was discussed in this particular lesson. Okay? Thank you.